everyone. I'm so excited to see you here today. Okay, without further ado, let's just get started. Okay, let me quickly share my screen. So, today, the topic of our training is how to build your first Swiss investment portfolio in 5 simple steps and retire 10 to 20 years earlier even if you have zero finance background. I know a lot of people are so scared. Oh, Charlene, I have zero investment or finance background. Is there any prerequisites? Do I need to learn something before I join this training? No, you don't have to do it at all. Okay. So I'm going to show you in today's free training my journey of quitting my corporate job after building a seven-figure investment portfolio and how did I do it step by step and how you can too. And I'm also going to show you the exact 5 single step, 5 very essential and simple investment system that I personally use to grow my investment portfolio. And I'm also going to show you some huge mistakes beginner investors are making currently in Switzerland. And I just wanted to be clear that today this is an educational and informational workshop, and it doesn't include any investment recommendations or any specific investment advice. Okay. And you should know investing always involves risk. Historical performance doesn't indicate any future performance. And I also wanted to show you something very exciting. So stay with me until the end. So I'm going to give away 15 free one-on-one consultation call. So personally with me, basically. And I will tell you how you can get it at the end of this training. So stay with me until the end. And I'm also going to show you to give everyone an investment cheat sheet. It's a digital book that is worth 159 Swiss francs. So as long as you stay until the end, I'm going to share this with you. And I also just want you to be very transparent to you guys. So people say, "Oh, Charlene, you just like doing this all for free, like 90 minutes training, and then there's a lot of work." Yes, we do a lot of work, but I just want you to be transparent with you. Some people may ask, "Oh, Charlene, then how do you make money? And why are you really doing this all for free?" So what I want you to be very transparent with you guys. We do have a paid in-depth program, but to be really honest, it's not for everyone. But if you think this webinar or this training makes sense to you, if you want to dig deeper, and I will say I will let you know how you can work with me close, in a more close setup at the end of this training. But you don't have to if this training doesn't make sense to you, or you think it's enough. I have enough information so I can figure everything out by myself. So don't worry at all, no pressure, okay? But you have the opportunity to join the more in-depth program afterwards, and I will tell you how. So I'm going to show you, and you are in, my friend. If you are a busy professional, let's say in Switzerland or elsewhere, with cash sitting in your bank account, you know you should be investing, but you have no idea where to start. And you're also in the right place if you have been already investing. But if you're not 100% sure if your current strategy is the right for you. But I have to be very transparent with you that this training is not for you if you're a get rich quick seeker, or if you're already an established investor, like you're very confident about your investment strategy, for example. So this is a beginner friendly, beginner focused training. Okay. And welcome everyone. So my name is Charlene. So I'm an award-winning finance educator, and currently I'm founder and CEO of FinFit Solution, FinFit Fitness in Finance, okay, and Vision Academy. And I'm also the finalist of Global Money Awareness and Inclusion Awards in 2024. And some people were joking that this is like an award, like an Oscar award, but in the finance inclusion and finance education sector. So I'll take it. And I have over 10 years in banking, serving multimillionaires in Asia and Europe, By the way, currently I'm based here in Zurich. This is my studio, by the way. And I used to work for one of the biggest investment firms, JP Morgan Asset Management. And I'm honored to be, currently to be the guest lecturer of some universities, for example, University of Zurich and University of Hong Kong. And I was a board member at Swiss Capital Market Forum Association during 2024 to 2025. And I'm also a speaker at a university panel in Davos during World Economic Forum just earlier this year, actually. And me, myself, I'm a charter financial analyst, a CFA charter holder, been investing over the past 10 years. And some of you guys may know, the line that, oh, yes, I quit my corporate job and started my own business, FinFit GmbH, after building a 7-figure investment portfolio. And in today's training, I will tell you exactly how I did it. And our mission at FinFit is to help 100,000 people without any investment background become successful investors and really own the freedom you truly want. We really believe that money doesn't, I know money cannot bring you direct happiness, but it really brings you power, the power to say no, to say the things that you really don't want to have and where you don't want to be. And I wanted to tell you something that you may not know, let's say about me or on those social media platforms. So you may think, oh, Jardine, you're from finance, and then you can figure things out that so easily. But let me tell you, it's not true. So actually, I began with a literature degree, and finance was nowhere on my radar. So I got a bachelor degree in literature and a master's degree in journalism. So seriously, so I didn't really know, to be really honest, like let's say 10 or now it's like 12 years ago, the difference between the stock and bond. So there was totally a foreign language to me. And I started my career as a banking journalist. So since I studied journalism, right? But I thought, okay, I wanted to maybe find some overlap between finance and journalism, so I can slowly move to finance and banking eventually. But the first year as a finance journalist, I already got a warning letter from my boss. It's mainly because I just didn't understand everything about finance, and it's just like too hard for me, to be really honest with you guys. And so I self-study investing by studying the CFA, the Charter Financial Analyst program, for 3 years, and I felt so lost and scared. And I also got depressed in my second year of studying it. So the CFA charter holder, basically. And my journey, to be really honest with you guys, like I mentioned, or as you may know, that I quit my job after building 7-figure investment portfolio. But it was not like at the very beginning. I only started with 500, and my first investment was 500, and it was during my final year in university. It was nothing fancy. So if you feel like, oh, investment is really a totally different world, I hate it, I don't want to do it, but I know I need to do it. I think a lot of my students, we have this kind of feelings. Let me tell you something, my friends. I feel you, seriously, because about 10 years ago, about a decade ago, I was exactly like you. But don't worry, there is actually a very simple step-by-step roadmap from 0 to 1 to empower you to become a very confident investor. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you today. So today, here is the roadmap of today's training. So first of all, we will explore the reason why we need to invest, right? And why saving is not good enough. And then in this session, I will use me, myself, as a case study to show you my 7-figure money journey, like how much I exactly make, how much I save, and how much I invest, and how much I grow my money throughout the 10 years journey. And then secondly, we will talk about what should you invest in. There are just so many different investment options, right? And then at the third part, I will show you directly how to buy a stock or ETF step by step. A lot of people may think, okay, you need to have a really complicated or sophisticated technology setup. No, you can just use your phone under 30 seconds. And then we'll discuss how to avoid losing money. I think a lot of our friends may think, okay, investment always involve risk, right? And is there any way to, in finance, we call it risk management. So in plain words, it's like how to avoid losing money, or when is the best time to be in the market or to get into the market. And finally, I'm going to reveal the ultimate investment blueprint, the 5-step ultimate investment blueprint that I personally use. And I highly, highly suggest you to take notes about this part as well. So without further ado, let's get into the first part. Why do we need to invest and my money journey? So maybe you can think about, my friends, like, let's just save money, right? Why do we need to invest? Maybe you can let me know. Now you cannot. Just think about it. Just imagine, like, why you're here today, my friends. Do you want to retire earlier than 65, or do you want to travel around the world, or do you want to buy a property, or you want financial freedom, you want a financial independence? So let's just save money. Why invest? So you really need to have a strong reason here, because otherwise you may get started, but you cannot be consistent. So let me show you a data set, my friends. So if you Google, for example, some keywords like global inflation 2024, 2025, 6, and then you may see, one of the results pop up like this. Global inflation is forecast to decline steadily from 6.8% in 2023 to 5.9% in 24 and 4.5% in 2025. So yes, it says it's going to decline steadily, but you see the figures there is about 4, 5, 6, 7%, right, over the past few years. And what does it mean to you? Let's maybe just use 6%, right, to make it easy. And let's do some really simple mathematics here. So what does it mean with 6% inflation? Let's just imagine currently, like for example, in 2025, a pizza costs you 10 USD or 10 francs, whatever we like. And with 6% inflation, it means in 2026, the 10 USD or 10 francs pizza will cost you 10.6. So you may think, oh, it's just like 60 cents, like 60 cents. It doesn't, it's not a lot. It's less than $1, right? But let's put it in a larger scale. So imagine currently you have 100K in your bank account. And with 6% inflation, that means every single year, 6% of purchasing power of the 100K is gone. So let's do a simple calculation here. So in first year, 6% of 100K is gone. So you only have 96K, right? 96,000. And then another 6% is gone next year. So 94,000 becomes 89,000. So from 100K to 94K to 89K, and the third year, another 6% is gone. So you only have 84,000. And then if you keep doing this calculation, you will see in 10 years, your previous 100K will only have 50K, 56K left. So basically with 6% inflation, your money, 100K or 200K or 1 million or whatever, 50K in your bank's account, like only half left in 10 years, right? Roughly. So I don't know if it's already, giving you kind of like alarm. You definitely should feel, alarm. It's not small, right? Maybe if you see, okay, if I buy some eggs, buy some pizza, it's only the price only increased a little bit. But really, if you put in a larger scale, if you just put your money into your bank's account with 6% inflation, let's assume it, like over the next 10 years, then it's basically half will be gone. So here, a huge mistake that I see, including my friends around me, neighbors, friends, or classmates that previously I had, is like people think investment is a nice to have. It's like, oh, I know someone. It sounds so cool that someone is investing, is proactively investing. It's so cool. It's so nice. But investing, my friends, is not a nice to have. It is a must. Otherwise, if you don't want to see your money just like depreciating, like what I just showed you, and maybe you also wanted to do a quick calculation how much you've already lost over the past how many years, since how long you've been having your this amount of your savings in your bank's account. And then you may ask me, oh, Charlene, you claim that you've been investing for over 10 years since the final year in university, and how much you've earned over the past 10 years. So let me tell you, just roughly, it really depends on how you calculate that, because over the past 10 years, you don't directly invest everything at the very beginning, right? And then, you see the number now because you invest slowly, steadily. When I earn some money, I put in the investment portfolio. And sometimes I also, sell certain investments. So it depends on how you calculate. But roughly, let me show you this number. Roughly is 10% on average. And you may think, some people may think it's a lot already, but I know a lot of friends may think, oh, that's actually not a lot. Just for example, now you have 100K and then 10% is 110K, right? It's good, but it's not like amazing. How did you do, how did you really have the 7-figure investment portfolio in the end? So again, let me show you a really simple calculation. So let's just assume currently you have 100K in your bank's account and with 10% return on average, let's say, and how much can it grow? So the first year, 100K multiplied by 1 plus 10%, right? 10% growth, you will have 110K. And then let's use this 110K multiplied by another 1 plus 10%. So this 110K in the first year grows by another 10%. Then the amount grows into 121K. And the third year, how this 121K grows by another 10%. So it's 133K roughly, right? And then 133K continues to grow and grow and grow. And in 10 years, it is 259K. So it's more than doubled basically, right? Over the 10 years, not the past 10 years. And let me ask you a question, my friend. Just like imagine, let's just have a guess. How much does this 100K grow in 20 years? Now you see the number, right? In 10 years, it's 259K from the original 100K. Let's just have a guess. In 20 years, how much does it grow into? It's like 500K or 400K. Let's just have a guess. Let me review the number now. So in 10 years, it's over 250K. And in 20 years, this 100K will grow into almost 700K. So it's like basically multiply by 6, right? Or more than 6. Like this 100K with 10% annual return over 20 years, it will grow into over 650,000, like almost 700,000. I know how this kind of calculation, very simple calculation, right? You can also just use your iPhone or use your phone to do this. I already show you the formula. And to be very honest, it's actually quite every time when I see this data, I know how it calculates it, but I still feel very shocked, to be very honest with you guys. And you may know what does they, in finance, actually there's a term to describe this, and maybe you've heard of it. It's called compound interest. So you know this guy, right? This old guy called Albert Einstein once said, "Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it." So that is the power. 100K grows into over 650K. That is because of the power of compound interest. And to be really honest with you guys, just a little bit story about me and the friends around me. So we all study, for example, like I mentioned, like literature, and later on journalism in our university, bachelor and master's degree. And now it's been over 10 years since we graduated from our from university, basically. And I see really a clear pattern between my friends, those who invest and who don't. Like those who really start to the journey earlier enough and who've been investing for, like, say, 5 to 10 years. When we talk again about, okay, sometimes we talk about money too, about, aside from some gossips also. So we can see a clear difference between those who invest and who do not, in terms of how much we have in the bank savings account, in the bank's investment account. So yes, in the short term, in 1 or 2 years or 3 years, markets goes up and down, and you may see a huge difference between those who invest and those who don't. But really, over the 10 years, over 20 years, and this kind of gap between those who invest and who don't is getting more and more and more and more clear, and the gap becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. So I wanted to congratulate you guys that you are here today and you're interested in learning how to invest in the proper way and to really get the benefit of this compound interest as early as you can. And you may know, okay, so now after you know why do we need to invest, because of inflation, because of financial independence, and because of financial freedom. And now you may think, okay, Charlene, tell me more about your money journey and how did you really grow your money over the past 10 years. So I do not really want to, bore you with so many stories or this and that, but I wanted to show you 3 graphs here. Okay, so it's my money journey. So the first graph that I wanted to show you is my overall income. So I started so like I think most of you guys, I also just started a 9 to 5 job at the very beginning as a banking journalist, as I mentioned. And my first year salary as a finance journalist, it only brought me 30K. Let's use everything in USD too, because at the very beginning I was in Hong Kong, so I was earning Hong Kong dollars, and later on I moved to Zurich, I was earning Swiss francs. So let's put everything in USD, okay? So the first year, 2014, I always wanted to say 2024. It's already been so long. Okay, 2014. So my salary was at around 30K. So I started to take on some side hustles or side businesses, as a piano teacher, as a, translator back then. Also, I was helping some smaller banks and asset management firm to translate their investment report. So got some side jobs. So here is how much I earn. I would say the majority is how much my 9 to 5 job brings, my full-time job brings me, and then plus some side business, I would say accounts for about 10 to 20%. I didn't grow too much on my side business. So as you see, so I started my first year income is about 30K, and And I was saying it grows quite steadily over the past, I would say, past 10 years. And in 2023, I already started to earn Swiss francs in 2020 since 2022. So I managed to have, I would say, both the 9 to 5 job and the side hustles together is around 200K in 2023 before I quit my corporate job. So you can see, so to be real honest with you, it's not a linear, like how linear that you can see here. Sometimes it go up a bit, and side hustles also, go down and go up and go down. Here is, I just wanted to show you an overall trend, right? It's not exactly, like how much I earned that year, but they show you pretty much, the trend. And the second graph I wanted to show you is my savings. So you can see, so the purple line is the income, right? I just showed you, and the green line is how much I saved in that year. Again, it's like a roughly, it's not exactly that number, but it's roughly is the trend that you can see. So at the very beginning, to be real honest, when I only earned 30K, like in Hong Kong, life isn't that cheap. So I couldn't save that much. So at the very beginning, I think I could save around 20 to 30% of how much I earned, but slowly and steadily, when I earn more and more and more, and I could definitely save more than half of what I earn, basically. And here, yeah, is the trend. And here is my investments. Like I mentioned, I started to invest in 2014. It's also the final year in my university. And here you may get a bit shocked, like, oh, investment and why it suddenly, goes up so much. It's mainly because it's accumulated, right? The income and savings here, what you can see um, is exactly like is how much I earn and how much I save that specific year. But investment here is accumulated, like the years accumulated from the years before. So that's why you could see investment here is there is a sudden growth, compare with income and savings. And to be really honest with you, here the investments also, have some a little volatilities. For example, in like during COVID, for example, right, when the market went down quite a bit. But what you can see is that is the overall trend. So I really love, this kind of transparency. I know a lot of people, also as a content creator, a lot of people, they were saying, oh, Charlene, you shouldn't, disclose too much. But I really believe in transparency, my friends. So what you can see here is the overall trend, how much I started and how much, how it just ends, by the end of 2023 and 2024. And once my investment portfolio hit seven figure, like basically 1 million, and it is around sometimes around I think it's like summer 2023. And then I knew at that point that I just have more opportunities and I can take some risks to really say goodbye to my 9 to 5 job and to really do something that I truly believe in and give me also kind of like more meaning, I would say, in this way. And this is the photo that I took also, I think, in 2023. And it's me holding a screenshot of my portfolio back then. And when I see it hits the seven figure. So if I really want to, do a kind of like a little summary of my money journey, I would say it's very simple, right? As you can see, make money, save money, and invest the money. So nothing more fancy than it is. So if you think, okay, I know some secret recipes that make I earn this kind of, it's not like overnight. It's really over some period, as you can see. So how much I make? So started with 30K per year, right? Salary plus the side hustles. So later on 200K per year in 2023. So over the past 10 years, right, on average, it's like 100K per year for 10 years. It's like I make like 1 million from my job and side hustles roughly, right? And I basically save half of it, like 500K. And with the compound interest, with investing, with long term investing, and I was able to double the 500K to 1 million. And then, as you know, I quit my corporate job after I hit this 1 million. So basically, this is my money journey. And you may think, oh, Charlene, you're lucky. You at least you didn't really study finance or investment in school, but at least you know things, and you are probably are smart. You like to learn this kind of thing, and I'm not even. You may think, oh, you're not even good in mathematics. Can you do this kind of thing? And before you make any conclusion, my friends, I want to show you another small case study of a dear student of mine. So let's meet Kunga Ginzen. He's actually has a refugee background. He's originally from Tibet, and he's currently the owner of a restaurant. By the way, it's called Ho Ho in Argyle. If you happen to be there, you can visit him. So he was introduced to me through a common friend, and he, about I think 3 years ago, he was introduced to me through a friend. He was saying to me like, Charlene, I as a restaurant owner or as worker, we only knew, or we only know that, okay, we make money with our hands. And I was always fascinating, he told me, he's always fascinating about how we can make money out of money instead of putting constant hours, like working in a as a chef, as a cook, and as a waiter, for example. But he also told me, Charlene, I really want to learn this, but let me tell you, I only, or I didn't, I think he didn't even graduated from primary school. He told me if he learned this, he has really the lowest education background among all the other students. And I told him, yeah, don't worry at all. Investment is really not the thing that only for rich, only for those highly educated. And he also think, you can see here, he actually wrote very nice testimonials to me, to Vision Academy as well. He said, with a refugee background, as someone who didn't even finish primary school, I never thought I would understand investing. I thought it was only for smart, rich, highly educated people. But Vision Academy, I learned that anyone can do it. So basically, he started with just 500. He also didn't really have a lot of savings. And now he's watching his money grow. He said, in a way, he never thought possible. So for the first time, I feel confident managing my own financial future. So why I share this story with you, my friend, is that don't think, okay, I'm just like not good with money. I'm just not good with finance. I know a lot of amazing students. You have this kind of concern, but let me tell you, my friends, if I can do it, you can do it. If Kunga can do it, so can you. And of course, we have a lot of other students. For example, is like, let's meet Melina, and she's also a dear student of Vision Academy. She's actually a neuro. She has 2 PhDs degree, and she's a university lecturer at the University of ZHAW. I don't know how to pronounce it in German. I learned for sometimes ZHAW, I think, and she's a neuroscientist. So for a lot of people, I think she also mentioned something that she was raised in Yugoslavia. She said, after two wars I survived, I learned how to live in unprecedented hyperinflation. Like she mentioned, she got 2 doctor's degree and as a university lecturer, and she realized that she really lacked knowledge about how to handle money. So what I want you to say here, my friends, is seriously, no matter if you are a highly educated person, like for example, Dr. Manila, or if you don't have any related, or let's say, or education at all, just give yourself a chance. Don't think finance is only for those, money management is only for those finance people. Not at all. If I can do it, you can do it. If Kunga and Melina can do it, so can you. And with that, my friend, let me show you our second step. What should you invest in? Okay, so when we talk about investment, I think there are just so many different investment opportunities, right? And you may already heard about, in terms of what to invest in, you may already heard about, oh, we can invest in real estate, we can invest in cryptocurrency, we can invest in, oh, we can do day trading. Day trading sounds like a really fancy word over the past few years, right? And we can do FX trading, means foreign exchange. And P2P stands for peer-to-peer lending. And we can also invest in startups. For example, you can invest in my firm, like FinFit. We do finance education. If you believe in me, if you believe in FinFit, for example, if you believe in Vision Academy. So you can invest in all these kind of things, right? You can also invest in stocks, bonds, and art. And some may also, I put some images here as well. You can invest in whiskey, in wine, in Chanel bag, for example, or Rolex watches. Don't have one though. So, and then you may have heard that most people actually they invest in the stock market, but when it comes to the stock market, there are US equities and US stocks, Europe stocks, and Asian stocks, right? Emerging market stocks, developed market stocks. And let me ask you a question, my friend. How do you think those multimillionaires and billionaires invest? I think when it comes to this topic, I can talk for hours. It's mainly because I started my career as a banking journalist, and my job was to investigate how those multimillionaires and billionaires invest. It was my full-time job for many, many years. So let me ask you this question. How do you think these people invest? They may have some secret sauce, right? You may think. So let me tell you, they actually invest in something like this. Don't get overwhelmed. I just wanted to show you. So what they call it in finance is asset allocation strategy. So basically, those rich persons, those rich people, they have their own investment strategy that they have a little bit of everything basically. And they may have, it's just one example, okay? It doesn't mean all those rich people that invest like 20% in European equities and 10% in Asian equities and 20% in global bonds and 40% in US equities. It's just one single example. So you may think, it's just like for rich persons, right? It's not for me. So basically, as a rich, let's say multimillionaires or billionaires, their investments are diversified across different countries like US, Europe, Asia, different sectors like technology, construction, healthcare, AI, whatever you can imagine, and different currencies like USD, Swiss francs, Hong Kong dollars, or Singapore dollars, yen, like Japanese yen, different currencies and different asset classes like stocks, bonds, real estate, and etc. And you may think, oh, those are rich people. They have so much money, so they can do this, right? They can spread it everywhere. But I'm not that rich. So let me tell you, my friends. So you can actually buy all these successful stocks on a stock exchange with just 100 USD. So I'm going to show you how to do this in step number 3. So don't worry at this point. Okay, so you can actually do it. You don't need to have millions or even a few thousand to buy a little bit of everything or all this kind of thing. You can do it just with 100, 200. Very simple. And actually, I don't want to over explain too much. So you can basically buy the market through ETF, index funds, or mutual funds, and it's this kind of investment instruments enable you to buy the overall market with just 1 or 200. So, and then another mistake is a huge one, my friends. Another mistake that I see when it comes to investment is that when you search on those, I would say on Google or I would say some forums online or ask for even ChatGPT or some YouTubers, and then a lot of people will tell you, okay, for beginners, let's just buy these stocks. These three stocks will make you rich, or just buy S&P 500, just buy this ETF, or just buy that ETF. There are a lot of this kind of advice online. Or just buy cryptocurrency, follow my cryptocurrency trading strategy, or something else. Someone may have just learn real estate investment with me. So it's really a huge mistake. So let me ask you one question, my friends. Why is a really bad piece of advice to follow someone else's investment strategy or investment advice? Let me ask you one question. Let's imagine you're currently a 35-year-old man and your investment goal, or you want to buy a house, for example, in 5 years in Zurich, and you are saving for that. It's your, let's say, your life goal. Versus you are a 50-year-old lady and you want to have a really comfortable retired life in 10 years. Versus you are a 22-year-old young lady like her. You don't want to even get married. You don't want to have a kid. You just want to retire as soon as possible and then lay on the beach in Thailand or in Spain and enjoy your time. Versus you're actually a parent, you have your daughter or son, and you wanted to give her or him a really good education and good opportunities when she grows older, or when your son or your daughter grows older. So do you think these four different type of people should exactly follow, okay, the three by the exactly same stocks, same ETF, same real estate or cryptocurrency strategy? They shouldn't, right? Should they invest in exactly the same thing? Should they follow those advice online that, okay, just buy this ETF, it's for beginner, just buy this few stocks, it's definitely, it's beginner friendly, it's for you. It sounds like a joke. So my friends, let me tell you, before you invest, really, the first step you should do is you really need to figure out your investment goals and your risk tolerance. You really need to know where you stand and what you want, right? If you want to buy a house, a property in Switzerland in 5 years, you shouldn't invest exactly in the same investments or the same few stocks or ETFs as the 22-year-old young lady who want to retire as soon as possible. And you shouldn't invest exactly the same thing as a 55-year-old lady who want a comfortable retirement life. So before you invest, my friends, this is really important. You really need to figure out your own investment goals. So actually in our Vision Academy, we'll teach you 8 steps you need to take to define your investment goals. But to be real honest, it's a process, it's also a practice. And to be real honest, we don't have time to go that deep here today. And just to let you know, you really need to figure out your timeline, your investment goals, and your risk tolerance level. And your investment strategy, or let's call it asset allocation strategy, sounds more fancy, right? So your strategy, investment strategy, maybe like this. Okay, let's make it larger. So it might be okay, like 60% in US equity, 20% European equity, and 20% in Asian equity. But your own asset allocation strategy could also be like number 2 or number 3 or number 4 based on your different investment goals. And it also could be like, number 5, 6, 7, 8, and so on and so forth. So my friends, don't just follow someone else's investment strategy. It's not yours. It's not based on your goals. So figure out your own asset allocation strategy based on your goals. So now let me just quickly go through some case studies. Actually, it's our real case studies from our Vision Academy alumni. So let me just show you another dear student of our Vision Academy, Morris. So he's actually the global head of human factor at Schindler Group. You may know Schindler, they're really famous for lift elevators, right? He said, as a senior person, I always had a feeling that it was too late for an investment strategy in the last part of my working life. So before he found me, before he joined our Vision Academy, he told me if I join Charlene, I probably will be the oldest student of you. So he said, thanks to Charlene's Vision Academy, now I have a clear head again, and I'm actively constructing my retired life and future activities. And he believes it's really simple money technique for him. So let's see another one. So Natasha, when she joined our program, she was the head of Switzerland at Lobeco. They're an advertising firm in Europe. She mentioned something that really touched my heart, to be really honest. She said, our generation, yes, our generation, we were never taught how to make money work for us, right? So in school, we just learn, okay, how to study hard during work life, how to work hard. And how we learn from school and society was, like she mentioned, work hard, hustle, repeat. And I don't want my son to grow up with the same limitations. And what is quite cute, I wanted to show you something very cute. Is like when she took the program, as you could see, she put her laptop there and put her son just next to the the study program, the Vision Academy program. And she mentioned she's shared this photo in the chat. She said that I really want my son to be financial literate since very young age. I don't know if her son will understand a word of what I said, in the program, but it's really cute. I just wanted to put it there. So why I wanted to show you this two case study, my friend, is that, for example, when you invest for you as a 60-year-old, let's say, or if you want to invest for your 1-year-old kid, do you think Natasha and Morris should invest in the same investment strategy? Not at all, right? So let me just quickly show you. So for example, as a kid, you have so long investment horizon, time horizon. So you can be, quite you can take a lot of risk. So you may want to consider, for example, a portfolio example like this. For example, like 60% US, 20% Europe, 20% in Asia, like no bonds, for example. So I'm not saying, okay, as a kid, you should invest like this, right? It's just one of many examples. It also depends on how much you earn. If you earn a full-time salary or part-time salary as a parent, do you want to have another kid? Do you want to purchase property, right? Do you have, there are a lot of other factors you need to consider. But here, I just want to show you one of the, many examples that you can consider. And for example, here could be an investment strategy example for a 55-year-old. So again, it's just one example. It doesn't mean I'm 55 years old. I should follow this. Okay. So I don't, currently we don't have time to really go deeper, into, why they choose this portfolio and why a 55-year-old and why a 1-year-old choose this portfolio. But my point is, my friends, so based on different age, based on your different investment goals, you should, based on that, figure out your own investment strategy. And here is the answer. Over the past few years, I keep receiving, those questions from my friends, from my dear students, and from my clients. Keep asking me, okay, Charlene, what is the best investment in Switzerland? What is the best ETF and stocks to buy? What should I invest if I live in Asia, in Hong Kong, in Singapore, in China, in Germany? What should I invest if I live in somewhere else? So what is the highest potential investment in 2025 and how I should invest with just 1,000? So, to be real honest, my friends, There is a single answer to all of these questions here. So basically, the answer is based on your goal. It's a goal-based investment strategy. That is the best investment that you should invest. That's the best investment in Switzerland. That's the best investment to buy. That's the best investment if you live in Asia or in Germany or in Switzerland. And that has the highest potential in 2025. Don't just follow on some YouTubers, on some news, podcasts and telling you, okay, just buy this, buy that, and it has AI has the biggest potential. My friends, you should invest based on your investment goals. And I wanted to share just a shameful moment of me myself. It was the time when I was still working as a banking journalist. And as a journalist, we need to our key KPIs like how many people will read your stories, and we need really to write those interesting or shocking headlines in order to catch people's attention, right? So I was interviewing chief investment officer for a huge bank back then. I think under him, he managed over, I would say, 400 billions under asset of under AUM, like assets under management. And I was interviewing him. He gave me half an hour, and then at some point I was asking him, hey, so currently I heard there are a lot of hot trends about AI. Back then there was no AI. I thought robotics, I think, like technology, robotics, and also ESG, environmental, social friendly, sustainable investing. So can you tell me what is your advice, for those rich clients, and what do you advise them to buy at this point? So he says something like really shocked me back then. He said, Charlene, yes, everybody was talking about robotics, everybody was talking about ESG. But as a high net worth individual, since they're a bank, they only serve high net worth individuals back then, those rich clients. Really, those simple asset allocation based on your investment goals is the solution. It's not AI, it's not robotics, it's not healthcare, it's not those next big things. The real success of an investment strategy, of an investment, is a goal-based investment strategy. So at that moment, I really found out that, as the journalist, yeah, if you see those news, we want to write about those shocking headlines. But the real success formula as a successful, confident investor is really this: based on your investment goals, figure out your own investment strategy. And with that, I wanted to show you the step number 3, how to buy a stock step by step. I really hope you are following this training okay, and let me know in the comments area, how do you feel, and can you follow this space okay or not? So now let's talk about number 3, how to buy a stock step by step. So let me just quickly share my screen. I have already filmed a video like how to buy ETF step by step in 2 minutes. And again, here's just a little disclaimer: don't just copy. This broker and fund may not be ideal for you. It's just an example. Okay.
Price of VOO is currently 400. So now you can see the homepage of my interactive brokers. Then you type VOO in the search bar. Basically the first one, S&P 500 ETF, you click in. And then you can see the current price of VOO is currently 492. So you click buy. And here, how many shares should we buy? Maybe 3, or let's just put in 2. And then I change the order type from limit to market. I just want to fill in the order as soon as possible. And then last step, slide to buy. So basically, it's done. Yeah, your order has been filled. 30 seconds, right? Very, very easy.
when I was filming this video, I thought, okay, I want to show you how to purchase a stock or ETF in under 2 minutes. But eventually, it's like under 30 seconds. I still kind of like overestimate how much it will, how much time it will take you, right? So again, here what I want to show you, my friend, is like it's really simple, it's really easy. You don't need 5, 6, 7 different screens in order to put a trade. You just need a few clicks, and then you can buy a stock, you can sell a stock, you can buy an ETF. It's really easy. So don't feel scared. And then to be honest, again, in our Vision Academy, there are a lot of, I will explain you further, what does, this button mean, and what does each step means. Here is just a rough, I could just like show you how easy it can do by yourself as well. And if you don't know, okay, what each step means, market order and this order, that order, you don't need to worry at all, because everything will be explained to you in a really detailed manner later on. And now let's talk about step number 4, how to avoid losing money and when is the best time to invest. So when it comes to money management or investment, I think losing money, or what we call it in finance, risk management, is the really important topic. So a lot of people, they say they don't want to invest. It's mainly because they don't want to, they are afraid that they will lose money. So let's talk about this very important topic right now. So let me show you something. Yeah, what is going on now? Now, in our across the globe, we still have the war, right? We still have the war, we still have the war between Ukraine and Russia. We talk about aging population previously. Previously, we're talking about aging population in Europe, and now in Asia, in Korea, in China, in Japan, people don't want to have kids. And that means like, the aging population is getting bigger and bigger, and the productivity will get, smaller and smaller, and then the economy will, will do worse. It will be worse and worse. And then we're talking about the potential crisis. We're talking about Donald Trump, he keep changing this policy and that policy, and it really, we don't see this kind of ease in the market. And in Asia, we have people were worried between mainland China and Taiwan, will there be a potential war? And when we talk about the job market, we see, okay, a lot of big firms, they keep, laying off people, and then the unemployment rate across the board is, getting higher at some point. So there are a lot of negative news, right, across the board. But let me show you something, my friends. Yes, there are a lot of unease in the market currently, but let's see it from a longer term perspective. Let's see what has happened over the past 10, 20, 30, 50 years in the market. What we have in the market. Can you see this clearly? Okay, cool. So we have coronavirus. Do you still remember coronavirus, my friend? In 2019, 2020, yeah, we have US-China trade war in 2018. We have US credit downgrade. We have global financial crisis over 2020, 2007 and 8. We have dot-com bubbles. We have, oh my God, over the past 50 years, there were so many things happened, right? We have war, we have recession, we have crisis. But one thing, can you see, my friends, on this graph, what can you see? So yes, although over the past 50, 60, 70 years, there were so many negative things happening. But the one thing that we can see from this graph is, yes, over the short term, yeah, for example, during coronavirus, the market was down like 20, 30% just over a few days or a week. but market rebound almost every time, right? Basically every time, almost immediately afterwards, and then see the new highs again. So no matter how negative those news were at that point, but overall the trend, overall the financial market has been still, going up and up and up, and new highs and highs. So what I want you to say here, my friends, is no one has a crystal ball. And this kind of negative news will always be here. If one is gone, another will come. So the markets, those journalists, we it's our job. It's those journalists' job. We always need to find new things, negative things also. And it's our case. So no one has the crystal ball. The negative news will continue, will be on and on and on. And if you just wait for the time that market will, you think one day there will be no negative news and the market will be, will be eased down, and that's the time I want to invest, my friend, you will miss a lot. Let me show you some, don't worry about those terms, right? I just wanted to show you some factors that can impact the stock market. There will be so many different things. Could be inflation, interest rates, economic indicators, market sentiment, mergers and acquisitions, tax policies, regulatory changes. There's so many things can impact the stock market. But my friends, don't just wait for the perfect time to invest. The negative news will always be in the market. And now is really the best time to start investing. We keep saying that the best time to start investing is yesterday, and the second best time is now. Don't wait. And you may think, okay, so encouraging, Charlene. I want to start now. And another thing that I see across the board is a huge mistake that I see a lot of people, or 95% of people make, is that I'm not from finance, and if I want to invest, I want to find a financial advisor. But let me tell you some truth. Never, if you have zero finance background, my friends, never look for help from banks or financial advisors. Let me tell you why. So I'm not saying everyone, okay, every one of them is bad or something like that. But in reality, most of those bankers are just salesperson, sells those expensive active mutual funds that earn them a huge amount of commissions instead of that they really wanted to help you. And all those, or I shouldn't say all, most of those financial planners, so actually they are just salesperson, again, like insurance policy sales, and they try to sell you insurance policies that again earn them a huge amount of commission. So in reality, my friends, you can just like invest on your own with the 5 simple steps that I'm going to show you right now. And don't please just like randomly go into a bank and ask for help, and in the end you don't even know what to purchase, what investment that you purchase, and then you pay a huge amount of fee, and it's really unnecessary fee. And before I the blueprint, the 5-step investment blueprint, let me show you another few case studies. So I just show you like case studies when you invest with different age groups, right? Like if you invest for a 1-year-old, it should be different when you invest as a 55-year-old. And some of our friends may think, okay, now I have a stable income. What if I don't have a stable income? What if I'm self-employed, or I'm an entrepreneur or freelancer? You also should take everything into consideration, and then your investment goals will be different from each other, right? And now I wanted to show you another case study Fan Zhang, she's a senior software engineer at Google in Zurich. She's also a dear student of our Vision Academy. So, for example, if you are a person like Fan, you earn a very stable income, I believe it's also a decent income, versus you are a freelancer or entrepreneur. For example, let's say Olivia, she is a content creator. By the way, you may want to follow her. She creates really great content on Instagram. Also, she has over 70,000 followers on Instagram. She create content um, for expats in Switzerland. So she's also a dear student of our Vision Academy. She mentioned something as a Singaporean living overseas in Switzerland. I used to feel completely lost when it came to investing. So I think most of us, or at the very beginning, you felt probably exactly the same way. And she wrote a really nice testimonial, by the way, here as well. She said, I was able to complete the 6 modules within a month flexibly and was able to finally understand the basics of investing in a clear and digestible way. So I wanted to show you this few case study. Oh, also we have Sarah Cook. So she's a yoga teacher based in Bermuda. She's also an entrepreneur slash, I would say, freelancer. So when you do not have a stable income, for example, some people have, okay, 10K, 10K, 10K every single month. That's great. But some people have, this month I earn I earn 20K. And next month I may drop to 0. And should you invest in the same thing? And we also have Anna, and she's the founder of Swiss Travel Plus. She's also an entrepreneur. So what I wanted to show you here, my friends, is like investing when you are a freelancer or entrepreneur versus investing when you are an entrepreneur or freelancer versus investing when you have a stable income. You have different investment goals and you have different finance situation. You shouldn't invest in the same investment portfolio, right? So for example, this is an investment strategy example for stable income earner and high risk taker. You should, they probably invest something like this. And then when you are a freelancer or an entrepreneur, you may want to consider something more like income generating. Like you may want to consider some asset classes like dividend paying stocks or bonds, to compensate some months that you may not earn some good salary or good money. So I don't want to go that deep at this point to show you, who exactly they are. But by the way, I wanted to show you all the names that you see here. On this let's say case study pages, they're those real people. You can see their full name, first name, last name. A lot of them, they told me actually, Charlene, I don't mind, if you put the full name and where I work even, there, because people, if they have any problem, they can, or questions, they can reach out to me. So my friends, I just want to say also really thankful for you guys to to let me do this, to show your own story, money story, to more friends. And let me show you something. So actually, Anna Lee, this is Anna. She's a founder of Swiss Travel Plus. So actually, she also filmed a short 30 seconds video to us to encourage you to take actions, not just like, okay, a lot of people when it comes to investment, they say, okay, I will do it tomorrow, I'll do it when I have a stable income, or when I save 50K, or at some point. I want to show you something.
But living in Bern and run. My name is Anna Lee, and I'm originally from South Korea, but living in Bern and running a business called Swiss Travel Plus. So I invested, but I never had a regular system. And I found Charlene, and Charlene's course doesn't teach you just only theory, but actually build on investing habits, which I really needs it. And I've seen real result, not just in returns, but in how I approach money. It's like honestly one of the best decisions that I actually invested a little bit about amount of money to Charlene's course and actually learn for my better financial future. So I highly recommend you to take a course with Charlene. It will be the best decision for you.
Okay, thank you, Hannah. And yeah, again, my friends, let me tell you that if you want to start the investment journey, I highly suggest, don't look for help from banks or directly from financial advisors. And in the reality, most of them are those just salespersons selling you those expensive mutual funds, selling you expensive insurance policies. And I really hope you are those people who have the right means, who have the basic fundamentals, you understand it. And then at some point you may need some, another level help, and then you may need some help from them. But if you do not really have those basics and basic understanding, it's just so easy to get tricked into signing something that's really unnecessary for you and extremely expensive. And in reality, and you can actually become an investor just on your own. Just follow the 5 simple step blueprint that I'm going to show you right now. Okay, now let's go to the fun part, the ultimate investment blueprint that I personally use, and it's also the blueprint that all of my paid students use as well. So what we called it is vision. So to be really honest, we only normally disclose this within our paid program. But to be really honest, I really want you to have a glimpse of it at this point, and that because I truly believe it can benefit you. So, Vision Academy, vision, every single word stands for a very essential step of investment or of the investment journey. So, V stands for value and goals. I stands for investigation. S stands for strategy. I stands for implementation. And O stands for optimization. And what does it mean? So, like I mentioned, before you have any investment, you do any investment, before you invest anything, you really need to figure out your value and goals. Like I mentioned, there are 8 essential steps to take to define your investment goals. And I stands for investigation. So you really need to investigate all the investments in front of you: stocks, bonds, ETF, mutual funds, index funds, all these kind of beginner friendly investment options. And then based on V and I, based on investment options, based on your investment goals, set up your own investment strategy. And then once you have your investment strategy, implement on it and keep optimizing. So this is the 5+1. Like N stands for nurturing, actually, because it's an optional step, because some people, they would like to learn more, so they want to continue to nurture the journey. And let me go a bit deeper with you guys. So step number 1, V stands for value and goals. So in this step 1, so actually it's also our module 1 of our Vision Academy. So what you need to know, or what you need to figure out, is 8 essential steps to define your investment goals. You cannot just say, oh, Charlene, my investment goals is to get rich. It's too generic. You really need to be specific. And you also need to be realistic, right? We will teach you how to be realistic in terms of setting up your goals. I keep sometimes it's really funny that I have some girlfriends, like who are single, who are looking for a life partner, for example, and I keep telling them, like, it's just like be realistic in terms of goals, like investment goals also, like looking for a life partner goals also. You cannot just like try to find a guy who is has 6 packs, abs, super successful, super rich, and then take care of you 24/7. And in investment, it's the same. There's no invest. You cannot have a goal that you want to have 5 million in 5 years and purchase a house in 2 years, and currently you only earn like 5,000 per month, and sometimes you have zero. So we'll teach you also, you will learn how to set up realistic goals, and you will also learn the 8 essential steps to define your investment goals. And then in module 1, or step number 1, you also need to know, how to debug the top 3 myths of investing and 3 key investment principles that boost your confidence and guide your decisions. So it's also not only those technical side of things, but also your mentality as well. And step number 2, so like I mentioned, I stands for investigation. So here some people, it's the really core part of your investment journey. So you really need to understand those fundamentals of investment options that are in front of you. And you may think, oh, there are just so many different things: stocks, bonds, real estate, cryptocurrency, ETF, mutual funds, index funds, real estate, rates, and even wine, or different things. So here in step number 1, you will learn one thing that make everything all clear. You will know exactly, whenever people, propose the investment, or you learn some new things in the market, you know exactly where you should put into. So, the first lesson that you will learn in this module or in this step is like one thing will make everything all clear. And here you will also learn 3 steps to understand stocks, bonds, real estate, and cryptocurrency. And you will also learn 3 tips for choosing between ETFs, mutual funds, index funds, and REITs. And you may have heard, okay, like active, passive, growth, value, how you should choose between them and which one suits you the best. So here you will also need to learn and the ultimate guide to pick your investment style. And I know a lot of people think, okay, which investment platform should I choose? I heard about Swissquote, I heard about Interactive Brokers, Saxo, how to choose the right investment portfolio brokers. It's pretty much, it's like investment. It should be based on your goal, right? Your goal, do you like some, like highly, some platform has better reputation or lower fee, based on your different needs. You can choose different investment brokers or platform. Here and under step number 2, you will also need to learn 3 simple steps to open your investment account. And to be honest, it's also the module 2 of our course of our Vision Academy. So we'll also use screen sharing to guide you through the journey step by step. And like I put here, so if you would like to join Vision Academy, there's also a bonus session called 10 Alternative Investment. You will also learn Chanel bag, for example, like infrastructure, watches, REITs, where they should play in your investment portfolio. And S, like I mentioned, S stands for strategy. So once you have the overall overview of your investment options, like beginner-friendly investment option, we just mentioned stocks, bonds, real estate, mutual funds, index funds, ETF, and all this kind of thing. And then it's your investment goals, right? So based on these 2 things, step number 3 is to build up your investment strategy. So here, if we break down, so in step number 3, you should also learn, how to build an investment strategy, right? Based on this too, that give you peace of mind. And you will also need to know the 80-20 rule for developing a personalized investment strategy that adapts to your life changes. And here you will learn the 3 key mentalities to keep your portfolio on track during market volatility. To be real honest, my friends. So I wish to, or sometimes I hope to teach you as much tactics as as possible. But to be really honest, in order to be a really successful and confident investor, your mentality, if it's not more important, is as important as those technical, these tactics. So here you will learn 3 key mentalities to keep your portfolio on track during market volatility. And I will also show you the case study of me myself. I never do this anywhere on any social media platform. So I will review my personal investment choices, the top stock positions, basically everything. You will see the screenshot of everything, and I will explain why I invest like this over the past 10 years and my strategies going forward. But here again, disclaimer is I'm not asking you to just follow my investment strategy. Why? Because my investment goals may not be exactly like yours, right? But what you learn here is that you will understand the rationale like behind my investment strategy, why I do this. And then you can learn the key lessons and then apply it to your case. And step number 4. So once you have an investment strategy, what you should do, you should implement on it. You should put your plan into action. So here in step number 4, you will learn how to start investing with just 100. You also need to learn, even if some people, I don't want to follow a Vision Academy, I don't want to pay you. But my friends, this step, no matter if you join or not, I really hope it can benefit you. You need to learn all the fees you should be aware of, right? You may have heard management fee, transaction fee, and then if you don't know, and all the other fees, admin fee, right? How do they charge? And in order to avoid being overcharged by your, for example, financial advisors and this and that, or planners, you really need to know. And people would think, here you will also learn 3 tricks banks use to rip you off and how to avoid them. And then on the implementation part, I will also show you a step-by-step guide to execute your first trade, again, with screen sharing. And step number 5, optimization. So once you execute your portfolio, you want to keep optimizing it, right? Your investment goals will change at some point. For example, I didn't want to have a kid. Maybe after 2 years, you want to have a kid. And then your investment portfolio may change accordingly. And you may suddenly want to buy a property, right? So here, under step number 5, you will learn 3 key strategies to boost your portfolio's growth potential. Everyone wants to minimize the fees and want to maximize the return. So here, you will also learn 3 ways to monitor your portfolio like a pro and always keep your investment on track. You will also need to learn the power of automation. So how to make your investment grow without constant management. Last but not least, N stands for nurture. So I know a lot of our students, you want to you find, not everyone find finance or money management is fascinating, but some are, they really like this topic. So here at the last step, or module 6, so I will show you how to stay ahead with continuous learning. So you will be given the 60 tools and resources to expand your investment knowledge. You may have already heard, how to use AI in your investment journey. You may have heard ESG, environmental, social friendly. You look at all the resources that for continuous learning purpose. And then at step number 6, I will teach you the one tip that will let your money work for you, so you don't have to work for money. So here is basically the 6 steps, or 6 is exactly, cover the six modules of our Vision Academy. Like here, VISION. And now, my friends, you have 2 options. So option number 1, you can take my process I just explained to you, and you can figure out by yourself. VISION. Again, figure out your investment goals and understand different investment options, and based on this, to set up your investment strategy and implement on it, and then keep optimizing. It's very straightforward, right? But you can figure out by yourself. But my friends, there's also an option which is let's do it together. And with that, I just wanted to show you. So currently, our Vision Academy is open again, and we basically 20 students per month we accept. It's mainly because we want this kind of intimacy. And if you want to really join our Vision Academy, you can put this link or scan the QR code to have more information. And my promise to you is that the Vision Academy lasts about 10 hours basically, and it's a self-paced on-demand course. And my promise to you is that I will help you cut through the noise and give you the clarity and confidence to start investing and build a portfolio that supports your dreams. No matter your dream is to retire early or travel around the world or earn passive income and whatever it could be. So let me tell you that you may think, okay, it's a self-paced course, it's on-demand course, it's cool, it gives me flexibility, but what if, Charlene, I have questions? Okay, so as a Vision Academy student, so we give you a bonus. So you have a bonus of 6 monthly live Q&A sessions. So every month we group together. I will answer all your questions that you have. So it's really a small group exclusive Q&A. That's also, why we only enroll, we only accept 20 students per month to join our Vision Academy. To be really honest, I'm a person that I always believe quality is more important than quantity. That's also, our philosophy. We want to serve you well. We want to answer each of your question in an intimate way. So you will enjoy these 6 sessions of our monthly live Q&A. You can send your question before the session, or you can ask live questions during the Q&A sessions. And bonus number 2, like I mentioned, you will enjoy, you will have a deep analysis, you will have a deep dive into my personal portfolio. I will tell you exactly which stocks and ETFs and bond, whatever funds that I have under my portfolio. I will tell you what's the rationale behind it and what I will do going forward in order to adjust it, to optimize it. But again, I'm not asking you to just copy my investment strategy. Again, you will learn the rationale and then take the key learnings and then implement on your investment strategy. I will, as a Vision student, you will also enjoy our bonus number 3. So here we have, under our Vision program, you will have over 30 in-depth case studies from real students from 15 different countries. Like I mentioned, previously, you may also see just very briefly some case study from our students and who they are, and some testimonials before as well. But under this bonus, we have over 30, and it's still going, the number's still going, in-depth case studies from our real students. We do it on an anonymous basis. They will not tell you the exact name, but you know how much they earn, what is their investment goals, what is their financial situations, and here is their investment strategy. They want to invest like this, in this few stocks, in this few ETFs, for example. And then we will give feedback and tell you, okay, where do you do it correctly, and where do we think you need to further improve? So inside the Vision Academy program, there are over 30 plus in-depth case study like this from our real students. And you can also share your situation with us, and we will select we will select it from all the submissions. And if we find you have a unique case as well, if we didn't cover something similar before, we may add your case study into our case study portfolio and then showcase to all of our students as well. So here, under this case study bonus, you'll definitely find, some really, cool case studies that you thought, oh, that's exactly, my situation. We got so many, positive feedback from our existing students here as well, because you want to feel related. You want to be, you want this course to be practical. You want to learn from each other to see what other people are doing. So this is a huge, huge plus. So bonus number 4. So as a Vision student, you will also have enjoy this 1-hour text workshop with me and another tax expert. And we will show you also a step-by-step tutorial for Swiss resident, how you can file your investment tax. I know, when it comes to tax, it can be a bit confusing for a lot of us, how to try to minimize, how to save tax legally. So here, you will be taught, we'll teach you how to really legally minimize your tax payment. And we'll also, show you the step-by-step tutorial on how to do it. We'll share our screen and show you every single detail. Bonus number 5 is about insurance. It is a huge one. The reason why we have it is that we see a huge trend that, those insurance agents, especially in Switzerland, they started to, to run a lot of meta eyes here and there and trying to sell people insurance policies. And then here, what we do is that you will enjoy the 1-hour insurance masterclass with me and an insurance expert. We will teach you what are the insurance are really the essential ones, and what insurance that you should avoid, and how to, yes, when it's essential, yes, and how you can pick your insurance agent and insurance policy, and how to avoid some commonly made mistake. Oh, it's a really, really great 1-hour insurance masterclass. And we put hundreds of hours basically together from, setting up the agenda and filming, editing. You don't want to miss this. Bonus number 6, it is about property. We also understand, me myself as a property owner, we also, experience a lot of, I would say, ups and downs. Some of our friends, of our client students, I know you may also be interested in buying a property in Switzerland, no matter in Zurich, in Geneva, in some smaller villages as well. So here we'll be teaching you, really giving you a step-by-step guide from how to source the investment property to, in the end, be the owner, how to deal with mortgage and this and that. So this is definitely something that you do not want to miss if you are interested in buying property in Switzerland. So here is what you will overcome, my friends. So with Vision Academy, you will overcome the fear of missing out, the fear of making mistake, the fear of not having enough time, and the fear of uncertainty and complexity and failure. And my friends, let's have a recap. So as a student, you will get the 6-module self-paced Vision program. You will also enjoy the 6 sessions of monthly Q&A with me personally. I'm not going to outsource this to any so-called assistant, teachers, or managers. So with me personally. And then you will have my portfolios review. I will share with you exactly what I invest in and the rationale and the reason why behind it. And you will also have over 30 plus case studies from our real students. And some of them, suddenly inherited something, and then they were wondering how they can invest this money. And some of them are freelancers. Some of them have a good salary. Some of them are not. They have so many different case studies. Some people, they move to different countries, or they live in different countries. They have money here and there and there. There are so many case studies. I'm sure you'll find really related and find the ones that you find really helpful for you. And you will also get a 1-hour text workshop and tutorial, and you have the 1-hour insurance masterclass, and also the property purchase guide. You may think, oh, Charlene, no, you want to tell me how much you're going to charge, right? It's going to shock me. My friends, I'm going to show you. So that's over 8,000 in value, but don't worry, that's not the price we're going to charge you. So we really believe, we really want to over deliver and make you feel that it's really worth it. So today, if you sign up for Vision Academy, you will enjoy all of this, all the 6 parts on the screen that you currently see with 1,497 Swiss francs. But today is a little bit, I would say, special. I really want to encourage you to be on this journey with me, my friends. So, like I mentioned, I started investment journey in my last year of university, and I started with only 500 back then. But it totally, completely changed my life afterwards. Yes, I also made some mistakes, especially at the very beginning. I sold something when I shouldn't have sold. Investments. And I was also quite scared when I saw the portfolio just went down. But the 500 start, it really completely changed everything. I got more and more confident. And also during those investment market downturn, I also got more and more confident, and I even invest more. So I would say the start is very hard, but the journey is really worth it. And why I mentioned I will give everyone a 500 back is because I started with 500 and it completely changed my life, and I wanted to change yours as well. Like we mentioned, we only accept 20 students every month to join our Vision Academy. It's mainly because we want to answer your question in a more intimate, I can accept, to be honest, with the course with Vision Academy, we can have 100 per month, we can have 2,000 per month, but I want to serve you well. I want to answer your question. I want to hold your hand throughout the journey. So if today you join Vision, if you are fast enough, so every month we will make coupon code of first 20 Visions. So every month we will open 20 coupons of 500 coupons basically. So multiply by 20. So if you're fast enough, so I do not know, when you see this training, maybe it's the last day of that month, maybe the coupon is already gone. So I wanted to let you know that every month we accept 20 students and we give these 20 students 500 francs as a coupon. So after that, you only need to just basically pay 997 to enjoy all the 6 things that we mentioned. So you can scan the QR code. You can find more details on our website, www.charlenekong.com/vision, or scan this QR code. And once you click enroll, and then you will see the payment area, and then you can put the coupon code first 20 Vision there, and you can enjoy this 500 less. So that's all, for this Vision Academy. Once you click in, once you're enrolled, and you will be guided into our Vision course. So here is our Vision course. We have 6 modules plus so many bonuses. And you may think, oh, Charlene, I just saw you lately. I don't know you well. What if I don't find these things amazing? So can I get my money back? Absolutely, my friend. So if you do the work and show me your results within 14 days of enrolling, but still feel you don't have the means to get started as an investor, my friends, I will personally coach you until you do. And if you're still not satisfied, I will gladly give you a refund. No question will be asked. So basically, you have 0 risk to join Vision, and we would like to take the risk. So it's totally your decision, but it's really something that I personally, truly, genuinely believe it can benefit you throughout your life for the years to come, for the decades to come, or even for the generations to come. Warren Buffett ever said the best investment you can make is in yourself. And let me show you. So actually you will enjoy 5 free one-on-one consultation call with me. So if you already stayed here, I will tell you how. So basically, if you think, oh, Charlene, I have a really different situation. I'm not like those students, like what you just showed me there. I have my really special situation, financial situation as well. I'm not too sure if I should join Vision Academy or not. I don't know if it will help me in my own situation. And can I have a quick call with you or your team? So yes. So every month we open 15 free one-on-one consultations call with me and my team. So basically, if you're not too sure, okay, if this training, if this Vision Academy is for me or not, if you want to have more like a one-on-one setup, you can schedule a call with us. And basically, you can just go to our Vision page, charleneKong.com/vision, and the top on the bottom left, you can click schedule a free call with us. And you can see, so every month we open 15 availability, 15 spots. So you can schedule a call with me. And you can also send us a WhatsApp message if it's some quick question. We can answer you directly, on WhatsApp as well. I can also send you some audio messages. So you can also contact us at charlene@finfitsolution.com, where we have our business WhatsApp here as well. So before we let you go, there's also some frequently asked questions. So I wanted to go through with you guys. So you may think, oh, Charlene, I have zero knowledge about finance. I'm not good at math. Is investing for me? Do you remember our students? Yes, we do have Melina, for example, she has 2 doctor's degree, but we also have students, for example, like Kunga. He didn't even graduate from primary school. So yes, just give yourself a chance. So in my view, money management, investing, they are human rights. Seriously, they're human rights. Give yourself a chance to understand it, to learn it in the right way, and it's not completed at all. If Kunga can do it, my friend, so can you. And you may think, oh, Charlene, is this the right moment to invest? When it comes to investment, I think really a huge mistake is that people always think, okay, now is not the right moment to invest. It's not the right moment to learn something. If it's not the right moment to invest, to do it right away, right? Remember this, my friends. There are always this kind of negative news going around the world. It will never be a moment in this world that there will be no negative news. So start now. And let's also do the math. With 6% inflation, do you remember at the very beginning I showed you this chart? So in 10 years, half is gone, my friends. For how many years you've been doing nothing about your money? Do you want to, this time next year, do you want to sit in the exact place as what you are now? Do you want to be stuck again this time next year and just do nothing, my friends? And in other words, if you can really make the money work for you, if you can really do it in the correct way, you see how your every 100K can grow. It's basically exponentially over 5, 10, 20 years, my friends. Don't wait. Will I get the support I need? Some friends may have this question. Yes, that's the reason why we only accept 20 students every single month. That's mainly because we want to serve you well. We want to handhold you well. So you will enjoy the 6 sessions of monthly Q&A, and our track record show every question of our students gets answer. Is our track record. It will never be okay. We have 1,000, 2,000 students, and in the end, you don't have any chance to ask questions during our Q&A. session. Usually there's like 10 something people who join the Q&A, because some of them may just want to, the time is not fit for them. They want to listen back to to the recording. So we make sure every question gets answered. You will be served well, my friends. And like I mentioned, you can always ask questions through community, emails, messages, live streaming. So before the session or during the live Q&A session, and we will serve you, we'll handhold you, we will virtually support you. Q4, what if I'm too busy right now and it might not be the right timing to invest? So, my friends, Vision Academy is designed for busy people. And to be really honest, it's never about time. It's always about priority. So let me ask you, is making the money work for you and financial independence a priority for you? If yes, join us. We're really welcoming you. But if not, you think, oh, it's good to have. I don't care too much how much money I have, and I'm happy where I am, then it's your decision. And I want to say that we work 8 hours every day for your employer's future. And you don't have even 2 hours every week to work on your own future for a few weeks. Like I mentioned, the Vision Academy, the core part, we have around 10 hours. A lot of our students, they use the weekend, 5 hours on Saturday. I'm not saying I'm suggesting this, okay? And some of them, they put 5 hours on Saturday, 5 hours on Sunday, and then finish the course. And then they started to send me questions, ask questions during the live sessions, and they figure out their investment strategy. And next day, I see really one student in 2 weeks, they already have a really strong investment strategy, and they even receive the feedback from us and then start to implement on it. It's really impressive. And not to mention, I would say, even if you don't think you have this kind of action taking, I would say, mentality, not to mention you have lifetime full access to the course. And to be really honest with you, every half year we adjust our course fees. It's mainly because the demand is quite high, and we can mainly use the price as the filter to really filter out people who are not that serious about learning and understanding investment basically in the right way. And to be really honest with you, you can also check around the internet. I'm not the only person who provide this kind of training in the market in Switzerland. And if you really the price, you could definitely see our price is significantly lower than the market price. It's mainly because I just feel a bit too, how to say, after you serving those rich person for a decade or over the 10 years and making rich people richer, I've been doing this for 10 years. And then I started to question, is really something that I would like to do over the next decade to come? And that's also our mission at FinFit. We want to empower everyday people to be more financially literate and financially free and independent. That's also the reason why, we understand there are also some students who join our program. They are fresh graduate. They didn't earn a huge amount of money. But I wanted to just be honest with you. Every half year, we now adjust our price. And we cannot guarantee that every month, that next month, it will also be, this amount, like 997 for you to enroll to our Vision Academy. And we really have to increase that. It's mainly because we want to filter out those people who are not that serious about learning investment using our system. And if you talk about, too busy right now, and I want to tell you, Morris, he's the global head of human factor at Schindler Group. He's as busy as you, my friend. Natasha, she was the head of Switzerland at Robeco. She has a 1-year-old baby. She is as busy as you, my friend. Fan Zhang, she's senior software engineer at Google. She's as busy as you, but she still took the effort and time and learned this and implement on her investment strategy. And Kunga, he is a restaurant owner in Argyle. Himself, he told me himself, he's the waiter, he's the cook, he's the person who purchased the ingredients in the meantime. He works 6 days per week and over 10 hours per day, my friend. He is as busy as you. If I can do it, my friends, you can do it. If they can do it, so can you. Question number 5, how much time do I need to finish the entire vision course? Like I mentioned, you can finish everything in a weekend. So the core part is less than 10 hours. But there are also some, for example, some practices, and you may need some more time to digest. But I see some people who just finish it just in a weekend, those action takers. And I have quite a bit investment experience. Is the course for me? Yes, absolutely, my friend. We have a lot of students. Actually, they have a lot of even banking experience. For example, Natalia. So she worked in Credit Suisse for 8 years. She's currently a money coach as well. Like she's mainly focusing on the mentality when how women manage money. So she has total over 10 years in banking. But to be really honest, finance, we have different subjects, right? Finance, it doesn't mean like every finance professional, they are an investment professional. So exactly, for example, Natalia, before she joined Vision Academy, she didn't really have so much investment related knowledge and experience. That's the reason why she joined us. And we also have Izzy. So he actually a professional at Morgan Stanley. So he is also a Vision Academy alumni. So absolutely, if you have some investment experience, the Vision Academy course is definitely for you as well. And some people may think, oh, I'm outside of Switzerland, can I still join? Absolutely. So we have students from over 15 different countries like Germany, Switzerland, of course, Switzerland, Germany, Hong Kong, Singapore. We have people from even South Africa, from Holland, from Netherlands, over 15, Australia, different, US, Canada, of course, as well. So who is this course not for, or who is, I would say, overall investment not for? So let me be honest with you. So yes, theoretically, investment is for everyone. But if you're under this situation, I would say, sort out your finance first and then start to learn and start to have an investment strategy. So if you are those who struggle with high interest rate debt, for example, you have high credit card debt over 7%, who want to count on investment to pay back debt, I wouldn't advise you to invest at this moment. It doesn't mean, for example, if you have a property, you pay mortgage, if you have a car, you pay car debt. It's not like this. What I mean here is high interest debt. For example, if you pay 7%, 8% per year, and your net worth is negative, and you are in a hurry, you thought investment will make you rich, and you want to count on investment to pay back that, then this course is not for you, my friend. Okay. And if you also want to get rich quick, if you don't believe in our 5-step vision system, this course is also not for you. If you want to get rich quick with those cryptocurrency YouTubers or this and that, I wanted to say it's your decision. I don't advise you to that, but it's still your decision. But our Vision Academy is not for you. And those people who have huge amount of time and prefer to figure out everything through trial and error on your own rather than seeking support and using a streamlined system, then you can, I would say, also this course is not for you. This course is really built for busy professionals, those people who really prefer to have a streamlined step-by-step journey, who really appreciate my support, my whole team's support, who can really virtually hold your hand and give you accountability. But if you think, I don't appreciate that, I still want to figure out everything by yourself, I mean, of course, it's your decision. And some people may ask, oh, can I learn everything from YouTube or ChatGPT? Especially, today we have, ChatGPT, different AI platforms. I wanted to say, to be real honest with you, my personal opinion is everything is self-learnable. Everything is self-figure outable. Like you can learn how to play the piano by yourself. You can learn how to learn the software, programming by yourself. You can learn guitar by yourself. You can, do the fitness without a fitness coach by yourself. So everything is self-learnable in my view in this world. But what Vision Academy can give you is just so much information on internet, so much different contradictory knowledge, information on ChatGPT, on internet, on Google. So what Vision Academy provides you is to really cut through all the noise and make you focus on the fundamental and make you, give you a streamlined step-by-step journey. So you don't need to, drowning in endless and contradictory infos. And for example, for beginners, I seriously believe, for example, if you use ChatGPT, I also use ChatGPT a lot, but if you don't have the means, the knowledge to verify, if the source, if this is correct or not, then you are really in a dangerous situation. And I always believe transformation is equals knowledge and experience and accountability. So at Vision Academy, like I mentioned, we only accept 20 students per month. It's mainly because we want to virtually hold your hand, give you accountability, and to share our own experience. ChatGPT doesn't know our experience. ChatGPT cannot tell you that how we deal with market ups and downs exactly at that exact moment. So it's your decision, like I mentioned, but it's really the transformation, the changes comes from knowledge, a combination of knowledge, experience, and accountability. That is something that YouTube and ChatGPT may give you knowledge, but they cannot provide you with experience and accountability. How does Vision differentiate itself from others? Yeah, Vision Academy. Yes, the best. So, my friends, I've learned finance and investing for over 10,000 hours and working in the industry for 10 years and spent tens of thousands, my friends. So, you don't have to. And don't ask me how Vision Academy differentiates itself from others. Ask my students and sponsors. So, here we make a quick chart here to show you. So basically, it's me myself who teach you, over this 10 hours. And I have a Vision Academy and also answer your specific question during the Q&A session for 6 months. So it's my 10 years plus banking experience. And we only, we're also independent from any banks or financial firms. We're not here to tell you, okay, go buy this fund from this firm or from that bank. So we give you really independent knowledge and advice and step-by-step personal roadmap, not just information. Exactly. You can get so much information in today's world on Google, on ChatGPT, but it's really something a step-by-step personalized roadmap that designed based on your goals. And we don't outsource any of the teaching of the Q&A session to any manager or any teaching assistant. Is basically me who guide you through the journey in person. And we cover all the investment options so you can see the full landscape and make informed investment decisions. So I don't see any, to be really honest, I don't see any investment coach in the industry, a lot of them, they just, I teach you how to invest in ETF. ETF is the best. No, my friends, ETF, I also like ETF. But to be very honest, why there are so many different investment options exist? There is a reason, right? So for some investment options, they may not be the best for ABC, but they may be the best investment option for person D and E and F and U. So don't just listen to some investment coach to say, just, invest in ETF, just invest in these few stocks, just follow my cryptocurrency, my friends. We cover all the investment options across different asset classes, across different investment instruments. So you can see the full landscape and build your investment strategy and implement on it based on your specific investment goals and make informed investment decisions. And we also offer you, of course, the full money back guarantee. So I only see some industry players, they offer you this. And by the way, I'm a chartered financial analyst. To be real honest, I really didn't see anyone in Switzerland who is chartered financial analyst who quit their nice 6-figure jobs and then be an investment coach here. And I also wanted to show you some industry reference, like from John Woos. He's the Chief Investment Officer at Lombard Odier Asia and ex-CEO at Credit Suisse. He said Charlene possesses that rare ability to take complex financial concepts and make them accessible to a wide audience, reflecting her great communication ability and understanding of finance. And Tao, she's the founder and CEO of EcoCare. She left a really nice public comment on my LinkedIn. She said, sometimes I wish I have known you a decade earlier in my life. You would have been the friend I always miss to talk about money. I guess I would have made earlier, better decisions. But now I'm so glad to be under your wise. I'm a bit shy when people say wise influence, but yeah, under your influence, I would say. Arian, he's the head of markets and investment at Swiss Wealth Management. He said, as a qualified CFA charter holder with a deep understanding of investment and finance, Charlene is an extremely competent individual with an outstanding personality. We also have Crystal. Crystal is CEO, co-CEO, and head of investments at Vontobel. And she left some quite nice public linking comments on my page. She said, you put it very well, Charlene. Keep these coming. Couldn't agree more, Charlene. And we have Serena Wong. She's a book author. She's a book author of Why Women Don't Talk Money. It's also one of the best sellers on Amazon. I will highly suggest you, take a look as well. She has over 20 years in banking. She's currently an MD, managing director at a top bank in Switzerland. And she's also an ex-colleague at JP Morgan in Singapore. She's from Singapore. She said, Charlene deeply cares about spreading financial literacy through her personal journey. It's such a positive and authentic message, and we all have something to learn from her. So, my friends, at this point, if you're still with me, I wanted to share something with you quite personally. A lot of people think, oh, Charlene, you keep talking about money. It's so mediocre. Why you're like this? So dirty. Money is dirty. But to be really honest with you guys, money to me, or I believe to you, should also, it doesn't mean directly buy you happiness, but it really provides you with the freedom, the choices, and the power to say no to the situation that you do not want to be in, basically. And for me personally, about 10 years ago, now 12 years ago, I felt my mom's dream. Like she was just like expecting me to be a civil servant in China. After graduating from Hong Kong, she kind of like expecting me to go back to China and to have a stable job. But back then, I just found a stable job, like as a banking journalist, and start to really live on my own terms. I rent a room by myself. I could be a bit independent from her. So money basically gave me this kind of choice. And about 8 years ago, I just moved out immediately from the apartment that I shared with my back then it was my ex-boyfriend. After I found out, it was cheating, and it's also because I was, money give me this kind of power to say no, to make me feel I have enough means to end this toxic situation and just I can leave immediately if I feel this kind of relationship doesn't serve me. I feel a bit emotional to talk about this experience, when I realized it doesn't serve me anymore. And then in late 2023, it was also, to me, that working experience, my last working experience, it was also quite tough at the end. And I found it was a bit toxic at some point, and I couldn't sleep well. But really, at that moment, my investment portfolio hit 7-figure. And I knew that I have the option, I have the freedom, I have the power to say no, to walk away from a toxic corporate job and started something that I believe is more meaningful. So yes, I know a lot of, even some of my family members and friends say, oh, Charlene, money is dirty. Why you keep, promoting this kind of concept? But to be really honest with you, again, money cannot buy you direct happiness, but it's really a great tool to provide you with freedom and choices and power to say no to the situation where you don't want to be, and to walk away from something, from a job, from a toxic boss, from a toxic relationship that drains you. So, my friend, I think that this session, we're going to conclude this session today. And I really hope you can learn something and you find it valuable. And if you're interested, like I mentioned, you can sign up to our Vision Academy and let's start the party, start a journey together. Like I mentioned, we only accept 20 students every single month. And once the coupon code is ended for that month, then you have to wait for another month. It's mainly because we want to serve you well. We really put our time and effort to each of our students. And you can scan here the QR code, and you can also schedule a call. You can send us WhatsApp messages. We normally, either me or my assistant will reply to you within 24 hours, and normally very quick. And you can schedule a quick call with us to discuss your current situation, your investment goals, if you're not sure if Vision Academy can help you individually, for your specific case. So my friends, so it's the end of our training today. I didn't expect it's actually, run a little bit over time, and I really hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you inside of our Vision Academy. I can't wait to see you inside. And ciao, ciao.